obviously the Oversight Committee last week, which is crazy to think about the fact that it was just this past week that the letter came out of, the one that we were talking about on a previous episode of Trump, that Trump sent to Epstein for his birthday. Another thing that came out of those documents, I'm not sure if you saw this, was this check. This just really, really surprised me. So it said Jeffrey showed early talents with people and women, sells fully depreciated woman to Donald Trump for $22,000, showed early people skills too, even though I negotiated the deal, I didn't get any of the money or the girl.
And look, this is Trump's administration, right? That's putting this stuff out, that's coming out, right? So it's not like there's somebody in there who's trying to feed, like it's not a Democratic administration like they always trying to say, right? That's feeding the stuff and kind of creating this fake stuff, right? It's coming from his people, right? This is his administration. This is his Department of Justice that's there sharing the stuff. And, I guess they're missing the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And not only is it coming from his people, like these documents came directly from the Epstein estate.
Yeah.
So this accusation that like, I walked through this again in another video, but like this accusation that this is a Democratic hoax, like even walking through the logic of like something like this. So 20-something years ago, Democrats knew that Donald Trump was going to run for president eventually. Mm-hmm. And so they created a fake check with the president's name in the bottom right corner. We can clearly see that says Trump. With Jeffrey Epstein, they have this letter. Like all of these small, intricate details was part of this, master plan to, I guess, screw over Trump once he became president. It just seems easier, it seems like it would be easier to just like not have Trump become president in the first place, as opposed to releasing it once he's in office. Like,
yeah, I don't know if they're saying it was photoshopped or what, but it is. It's ridiculous, right? He's going to deny everything. They're going to deny everything. Anything that comes out, I guess they're going to, I think the thing they were saying on this one, well, look, that's not his signature.
Yeah.
But, who knows what it was for or whatever it was, right? But it's just, to me, it's all nonsense, right? I don't know. It's just the cover up is there in the White House, right? That they're trying to hide this and kind of really not looking into things. And, they're trying to protect him.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's look at Caroline Leavitt defending this, because this is her saying that, that it's not the president's signature and whatnot. I think just like seeing how she is lying, because it's very clear that she is lying. And there's like, I don't know, there's obvious patterns. I had this phrase or this period over COVID where like I got into watching like CIA like masterclass videos on like how to detect if like someone is lying or not telling the truth, and speaking more formally, saying you don't instead of you didn't, or sorry, did not, as opposed to Jesus Christ, wow, completely lost my word there. Didn't is a sign that you're telling the truth, but formally speaking, saying I did not do that would imply that potentially you're not telling the truth. There's small tales here that for me would indicate that she's not telling the complete truth and that she's aware of that fact herself.
Yeah.
Sure. Thanks, Caroline. One of the other documents released by the House Oversight Committee contained a photo of Jeffrey Epstein holding an oversized check that was made out to him in the check from the president for $22,000 for a fully depreciated woman. I wondered if the president has any recollection of that, or what you guys make of that photo that was included in those documents.
Did you see the signature on that check? It is not Donald Trump's signature. It is absolutely not. The president did not sign that check.
But does he recognize
Jordan,
the woman?
go ahead.
Thank you,
No.
Caroline.
Yeah, another thing that she does there is repeating it. Repeating a lie makes it more likely that you're going to believe it, that the people around you are going to believe it. She goes, it is not the president's signature. It is not the president's signature. I mean, clearly it's a big check. It's not Trump's signature, but it's
Yeah.
his name in the corner. And if it wasn't him who put it there, then who?
Right.
There's just so many layers to her just getting so comfortable lying on that podium now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I guess that's what they got to do.
Yeah. And again, we talked about it last time, but how it's going to every single level of the administration and how now everyone is getting so comfortable lying. I think, watching, in particular, J.D. Vance, we've had this conversation, like, are we concerned with J.D. Vance and, him trying to grab power? But seeing how comfortable he's gotten with lying, and Caroline Leavitt obviously getting comfortable with lying and just having no regard for, whether you get caught or whether you don't get caught, because at the end of the day, you know that you can cover up the last lie with another lie.
Yeah.
Time for a quick message from our sponsors. This episode of Who Dem is brought to you by Elect Dems Now. We all know that podcasts are the future. They give us the chance to connect with our elected officials like never before. That's why Elect Dems Now is committed to helping voters engage with the people who represent us. Supporting organizations that bring us closer to our elected officials is crucial to advancing and advocating for the change we want to see. Whether it's $5 or $50, every donation to Elect Dems Now helps shape our future and ensures a country we can all be proud of. Your support sends a clear message to candidates and elected officials. Connecting with you means connecting with America. To contribute and make a difference, visit electdemsnow.org today. Your donation helps build a world where we are all connected. Paid for by Elect Dems Now, electdemsnow.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
I think his thing is more about, like, he's kind of in his role as vice president, right? Is really his role is like to be there to protect the president and just kind of do what he can to kind of, fend off things, right? And it is, right? He acts like he doesn't know who Alex Padilla is, who he served in the Senate with. He makes these comments about defending the president, right? Where, which sometimes it's already backfired on him a couple times, right? I don't even know what he does, right? Really, as vice president. He doesn't have any kind of assigned duties or anything like this. Like, okay, he's going to run this thing or he's going to run this. I guess the one thing that we do know he's kind of been put in charge of, right, is the Smithsonian Museum.
Yeah.
And that's really, what they want to turn that into a thing about covering up, the country's history, right? And just make it all positive, all good.
Yeah.
It's, I'm like, okay, I don't know how you, when you talk about the slave trade and things like that, right, how you kind of spin that one to make it sound good. I guess maybe you do like what they said in Florida. It's like, well, they were learning job skills.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, look, I love this country. I would not want to live anywhere else. I've lived in Europe. I've been around the world. But to me, this is still the best place in the world to kind of live, right? And I love it here, and I love my state of California. But our history is not clean, right? There is good and there is bad about that, right? And you can't, you have to accept both, right? Which they don't want to do. Right? You have to accept, the bad with the good, right? And kind of there, right? And learn from it. So hopefully that we don't repeat it again. And if you kind of go and just, try and crush everything, the reality of what really happened, and just kind of focus on the bad, the good, the bad is likely to repeat itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the patriotic thing to do is to recognize, the past flaws of our nation so that we can improve and move forward.
Yeah.